Down as a way of, I don't know, reviving a chess playing history at school or with friends. And of course it was all fired up by the brilliant Netflix series Queen's Gambit, which is superb. Don't be put off that it's about chess. It's not really about chess. It's about one young woman and her life. It's a fascinating thing to watch. I suggest if you've got access to Netflix, have a look at Queen's Gambit. Give it a bit of time. We tried it to start with, thought this is not for us. We turned it off after a couple of minutes. We went back to it and actually got completely hooked. It's a brilliant story. So that's one of the explanations as to why chess has become so popular. And another game has gained popularity during various lockdowns, particularly, for people wanting to play online and to learn. And it is the card game of bridge. We last talked about this quite some months ago. Well, Jack Stocken is a Yorkshire bridge teacher, and he's just reminded me off air that we last spoke in January. Was it, Jack?
That's right, Jonathan. It seems a lot of water's passed under the bridge, hasn't it?
It does, rather. What have you seen to the popularity of... Because we last spoke, as I say, when we talked about... In that week, we talked about chess, we talked about jigsaws, we talked about all sorts of things that people were using to fill their lockdown time. Bridge was one of them. What's happened to the playing of bridge over the last sort of 10 months since we last spoke?
Well, it's interesting. It's still been surging in popularity. I mean, we haven't had the film with Queen's Gambit, but maybe there'll be a film about bridge on Netflix. I must send them an email. But no, I mean, still people are playing online. That's grown in popularity, obviously, during the last year and a half, and it still is. But I think the only change is, Jonathan, is since about the end of July, since restrictions stopped, a lot of the bridge clubs have reopened, for the first time. And they kind of opened slightly tentatively, just with a few sessions. But people are going back to playing face-to-face bridge.
Which is lovely to think of. Into those bridge clubs, now that sort of, it is possible to go back to playing bridge face-to-face around the card table, have bridge clubs seen new, maybe even younger members recruited into their ranks?
Yes, I've heard that they have, that actually younger people, and bridge is traditionally a game for the more senior people. I think, we all know that. But a lot of people during the lockdown literally were in their 20s, in their 30s, making new friends. They were socialising, keeping in touch with their parents. So from what I've heard in Yorkshire and elsewhere, these bridge clubs now have found a lot of beginners, younger people coming in to learn bridge face-to-face. So, yeah, it's had a knock-on effect, really, in the card game of bridge. And as you say, like chess, it has surged in popularity. And it's a very social game. For those who don't play at all, you play with 4 people. It's not like chess, which is, 1-to-1. 4 people around a table, playing cards, having a chat if you want, playing seriously if you want. So really, it's a game for all types of levels.
Bridge has a reputation, rightly or wrongly, for being a fearsomely difficult intellectual game. And would I be right in thinking that you can actually play, you can either play that way and, sort of have that a phenomenal knowledge and intellect, or you can play it at maybe a slightly more relaxed, less pressurized level?
You're right, Jonathan. Actually, yes. And at the top level of bridge, a lot of them are computer programmers. They're into maths. They play in silence. Every card matters. This is like international level, competition level. But yeah, and that is serious. But at other levels, I teach loads of people in their, in their 40s, 50s, 60s. They're people who never go to a bridge club, never dream of going, or be scared to go. They just play at home. So it's 4 people sitting around a table, having a cup of coffee, glass of wine if it's after 6 o'clock, and having a social. They can be very, they don't have to be particularly brilliant, as long as they can count to 13, but that doesn't really matter. Just having fun. So, and all those levels in between, club level. It's a very social game. And actually, as we speak, Jonathan, I'm in Madeira. I'm running a bridge holiday for 40 people.
Oh, wow. Oh, so it's true to say that bridge really, one way or another, has taken you around the world, hasn't it?
It's been amazing for me. I'm lucky enough to run bridge holidays as well, and obviously I haven't done that for about 2 years. So, yes, we're mainly in Europe, but, we do ski bridge holidays, we do European city breaks. We're in this Reed's Palace Hotel in Madeira at the moment with 40 people, and it's fine. We have to wear masks around the hotel, but, there's no sanitation with playing bridge. There's no screens, there's no gloves, there's no masks. We're just getting on with it, and everyone's happy. We're all double jabbed. We all had a lateral flow test when we came in, and everything's good, actually.
Bridge in the sunshine. It sounds like a delightful thing. Do you play outdoors?
We do sometimes, yeah, certainly on these holidays. We have a session where we play outdoors. So, yeah, you'd have typically 3 or 4 tables playing under the sun umbrellas, gin and tonic in hand, or a cup of coffee if it's before lunchtime. So, yeah. I mean, normally we play indoors because it's easier, but certainly you can play outdoors. Although there is a problem, Jonathan, the cards sometimes blow away.
I can appreciate that, yes. Now, I mean, I know that you, personally, you play bridge to a very high level and that you can tutor people to play bridge to a very high level. If you just want to start and give it a go and maybe just think, well, it sounds like it might be the kind of thing that I would be into, how quickly can someone actually learn to play it and play the basics and start to enjoy the game from a complete beginner level?
That's a really good question, actually. Funnily enough, on the 6th of October, I'm doing an online beginner bridge course for complete beginners. There's no one who's touched a playing card. I've probably never thought about playing bridge, and actually the first 2 lessons are free. So this will give them an introduction to the game without having to sign on the dotted line. And actually, really quite soon after the first lesson, they can play. After the first or second lesson, they can play bridge in a sort of fashion. But yeah, really, we can get them playing. Normally takes a few months just to get going, but on a beginner level, you can really learn the game quite quickly.
If you've whetted someone's appetite, how do they find you, Jack?
They find me on my online platform, which is run by a charming man called Bajir, he's an American who lives in Japan. And I found him by total mistake, by accident, about a year and a half ago, through a contact. And his website is learnbridgeonline.com.
Learnbridgeonline.com. Couldn't be simpler.
Yeah, it's very simple. It's very simple. They literally just register. There's no money changes hands. Come and join me on the 6th of October. It's live stream, so there's no need to download Zoom or anything complicated, and if they miss the lesson, they're all available on replay. So the online teaching aspect has been absolutely brilliant for people learning bridge.
Well,
it's changed the way I work. I mean, I'm supposed to be going, in October, I'm supposed to be going to Harrogate and Helmsley again to teach, but I said no, because I thought, people weren't quite ready to be going back to it.
Right, well, and I would get working on that outline script for the bridge version of the Queen's Gambit, because I think it would be a hit. Lovely to speak to you again. Thank you so much indeed. Enjoy life in Madeira.
Yeah, thanks, Jonathan.
Take care. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Well, there we are. The opportunity to learn something else. If you become one of those people that's been fascinated by chess and helped to lead to the shortage of chess sets, I don't think there's any shortage of packs of playing cards around the place. So who knows? If you've taken to chess, or maybe chess wasn't for you, then maybe bridge could be the thing for you. As Jack just said, it's got a bit of a reputation. Perhaps it's developed unfairly over the course of the years. You can play it at a very simple, fun level, and Jack might be the person to teach you. BBC Radio York on a Monday morning. It's coming up to exactly 11:45. Here's a great song from Suzanne Baker. It's Luca.